I want to talk about friends, companions, companionships, the company you keep, and how important it is in regard to where you're going in God, your destiny in God. Amen. One of the ways Satan gets into people is through friends, associations. The truth is, some of us have never lived the lives God gave us. We live lives of others and other opinions. We've never really lived. That's the truth. So, if you look at your life, most of us, we are a product of other people's influence. Bwana sphere. So let me show you this thing. This will bless you. So one of the ways that the devil influences God's people is through friendships. New Living Translation, Acts 5. Acts of the Apostles. But there was a certain man named Ananias or Ananias, who with his wife, Sapphira, sold some property. I told you, bad influence can be your own wife in the house, your own brother in the house. Even your mother can be bad influence. Aye. There was a certain man named Ananias who with his wife Sapphira sold some property. They sold what? Some property, some land. I'm talking about bad influence and friends. All right, next verse. He brought part of the money to the apostles, claiming it was the full amount. With his wife's consent, he kept the rest. So hear me, they were selling the property for the purpose of giving to God's work. So they sold. When they counted the money, Satan akaingia. They said, hiyo pesa yote unapelekea church, hiyo pesa yote, hiyo ni pesa mingi, fanya aje, let's keep some and then we take some. He brought part of the money to the apostles, claiming it was the full amount. With his wife's consent, he kept the rest. Next verse, wacha tuone. Then Peter said, Ananias, why have you let Satan, why have you let Satan fill your heart? You lied to the Holy Spirit and you kept some of the money for yourself. I have a question. When Ananias and Sapphira were having a conversation, did you see the devil there with horns? Most of the time, we don't see Satan, but Satan is there. When you start listening to advice that does not line up with the knowledge of God's word, Satan is there. You may not see him. When they were having that conversation, the devil was not there physically. They didn't see him, but he was there. The man of God with discernment is the one who said, Satan has deceived you. They didn't know. They thought, that's a good idea. Tap your neighbor and say, every idea is not a good idea. They said, that's a good idea. Let's keep some. It looks nice. Let's keep some. I'm supposed to give fast fruits. But there are many things nowadays. I have many things. Let me keep some. Those are your ideas that don't come from God. You may keep it, yes. But you're already in deception. Everything that was tied to the blessing of the first fruit, you've missed it. Even if you bring 90%, it's not first fruit. Can you imagine? Next verse. Read. The property was yours to sell or not to sell, as you wished. Amen. And after selling it, the money was also yours to give away. How could you do a thing like this? You weren't lying to us, but to... Next verse. Then some young men got up, wrapped him in a sheet, and took him out and buried him. Next verse. About 3 hours later. Yani waliongea ati we enda 3 hours alafu mimi nitachomoka. Tusikae ni kama tuliko pamoja. Peter asked her. What did Peter ask? Was this the price you and your husband received for your land? They said what? Nani alisema? Aya tuendelee. That was the price, he said. Next verse. And Peter said, read, how could the two of you even think of conspiring to test the spirit of the Lord like this. The young man who buried your husband, buried my husband before I just did it, and they will carry you out too. Oh, before he finished verse 10, oh, instantly, boom, fell on the floor, gave up the ghost. The young man came in, saw that she was dead. They carried her. How to? Chop, chop. Beba. Buried her beside her husband. Next verse. Great fear gripped the entire church and everyone else who heard what had happened. Question. Who killed Ananias and Sapphira? Not Peter. Not Peter. No. Satan. When they were sitting to discuss, Peter was not there. When they were sitting to discuss and hide, Satan convinced them to hide part. Sometimes we don't know how Satan works. It is important for you to discern how he works. And especially through the people you know. So let's read this. If you're writing, please write this. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, bad company corrupts good morals. Psalm chapter 1. Blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel or advice of the ungodly. Ungodly means two things. Those that are sinners and those that are born again that have refused to live the way God wants. All right. Nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and his law does he meditate day and night. Verse number 3. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he does shall prosper. Hear me. You can only prosper. Oh, let me put it this way. Bad company can actually stop you from prospering. He begins by telling us, number 1, blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scornful. He says, if you watch your company, you can go far. But if you get into the wrong company, you may never be blessed. So wrong company has a way of stopping and destroying your progress in God. Bad company. Look at your neighbor and say, be careful of your friends. Who are your friends? Show me your friends, then I will show you how far you will go in the things of the Spirit. Oh yeah. Choose your friends carefully. Choose carefully. Walk with people that are full of fire, ready for God, ready to be raptured any moment, any time. Men and women that are given to God, your destiny is likely to be sure. But if you choose wrong friends, wrong places, wrong times, wrong phone calls, keep at it and see how far you go. You are faithful with your tithing. Until you listen to someone online. You don't even know. Kaanza kufanya. Naona ni kama huyu jamaa ana point. Unaona na macho gani? Why are friends careful? Why are friends necessary? Why should you be careful? Because what they say can affect you. What they say to you can slowly remove you from God. Can slowly take you away from God. May you destroy every relationship that is not of God from your life. In the name of Jesus. We rise against it and cast it from the roots. It shall never work. Anything that is not ordained of God will not work. No, sir. No, sir. New Living Translation. Oh! Simsome. Oh! The advice of the wicked. Or join in their mockery, they talk bad about God, they talk bad about church, they talk bad about things to do with God. He says, be careful with such people. Talk bad about your man of God. Talk bad about men of God. Talk bad about the church of Jesus Christ. They just talk bad about anything to do with God. He says, be very careful. The moment you get into associations with such people, things begin to go wrong in your life. So there are people, you don't need prayer. You just need to cut associations. Verse 2. But they delight in the law of the Lord, meditating on it day and night. Verse 3. Read. They are like trees, bearing fruit each season. Their leaves never wither, and they prosper in all. Men who stay away from wrong company, he says they prosper. Men who stay away from anything that is not godly in any person. Nasema huyu na huyu rafiki yake inaishia hapa. How does the devil use your friends? Hear me. Through suggestions. Through suggestions. When the devil came to the Garden of Eden, what did he say? Did God say? Did God say? But God had said. He said, did God say that you should not eat of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil? That if you eat it, you shall be wise? Did God say? And notice, he came to the wrong person. He never went to Adam. He may not come to pastor, but he can come to you. The woman said, oh, God said we shall not. Actually, she said, we shall not even touch it. The devil said, hii kitu mtu akiuma na kuwa wise. Kula hii kitu. The Bible says she looked at it. She said, this thing looks like it can make me wise. She took the bite. Adam, Bible nasema, was with her. So I want to believe this conversation was not audible. It must have been an internal conversation. If it was audible, Adam angemuliza, Eve. But the man didn't say no, even him. May you be a man who has a strong will, or a woman who has a strong will to stand for the things of God. Someone says suggestions. What is a suggestion? Write down. Suggestion is advice. Opinion. Advice. Opinion. What is a suggestion? Advice. Opinion. Write this down. Act of presenting an idea. It is an act of presenting an idea to your head. It is a proposal. Suggestion is a proposal offered. Satan did the same to Jesus. In Matthew chapter 4, if you read, and Luke chapter 4, he came to Jesus and said, Jesus, if you are the Son of God, why don't you turn these stones to be, those are what? Suggestions. Jesus said, it is written. It is written. It is written. It is written. So it means that if you are going to influence the people around you, you must be the wise one. You must have knowledge of what the Bible says, so that when they say something, you say, that's what you said, but the Bible says no. Proverbs 21:16. Read. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So there is a way you're supposed to go. If you wander out of it, it says you're going to be in the assembly of useless people. 17. Read. 17. He that loves pleasure shall be a poor man. John, you want to be a poor man? He that loves wine and oil shall not be rich. New Living Translation. Yani ule napenda maraha tu, kila kitu ni raha. Yani raha, yani huyo. Those who love pleasure become poor. Look at your neighbor and say, unaona, nimeona njia kuwa maskini ni kupenda vitu za dunia hii na kutumia pesa kununua vitu ambayo sifai kununua. Utakuwa maskini. those who love wine, pombe, luxury, will never be rich. So one of the ways to be rich is actually to know how to manage money. Cindy. Of course. Of course. All right. Proverbs 4, verse number 10. Let's read. My child, listen to me and do as I say, and you will have long. God wants you to have long and good life. So he says, listen to me, you will live long. Aha. Did he say bad company corrupts good morals? If you listen to that, he says you will live long. Next verse. Soma. Chapter 11. I will teach you wisdom's ways and lead you in straight. Aha. Verse 13. Aha. Tuendelee. Don't do as the wicked do, and don't follow the paths of evil. Don't. You say, but you know I'm a prayerful person. Don't. You say, but I hear God. Don't. Next verse. Don't even think about it. Ambia jirani, don't think about it. Don't think. Hata usifikirie. Don't go that way. Turn away and keep. Yani kama ni huko. He says, don't think about it. Don't. Turn away and go. Look at your neighbor and say, you're the one to turn away and you're the one to go. Not to start going and say, God, have mercy on me. Your grace is sufficient. I'll see myself through this. Turn away and go from that thing, that kind of relationship and friends. Turn away and go and don't look back. You may turn into a pill of salt. Don't look back. This is Bible. It says bad company can destroy your success and prosperity. Why? Through those suggestions. Keep moving. There's a destiny ahead. Keep moving. There's a future ahead. Keep moving. God has a plan with your life. Keep moving. That means bad friendship stops your progress. Your progress stops. You don't move. 16. Read 16. For evil people can't sleep until they have done their evil deed for the day. They can't rest until they have caused someone to stumble. Hata hawajui kwa nini wanafanya hivyo. 17. They eat the food of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. 18. The way of the righteous is like the first gleam of dawn, which shines ever brighter until the full light of day. But the way of the wicked is like total darkness. They have no idea what they are stumbling over. You see? He says, don't go that way. Next verse. My child, pay attention to what I say. Listen carefully to my words. Don't lose sight of them. Let them penetrate deep into your heart. For they bring life to those who find them and healing to their whole body. Verse 23. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Suggestions get into your heart. Things they say get into your heart. It says keep your heart from such things. How? Number one, stay away from any person that is not serious with God and anyone that gives you advice that does not line up with God, because the things they are saying will get into your heart. And once they get into your heart, they will determine the course of life you take. That's wrong. That means you could be in a very nice church until someone comes and tells you stories. You take it into your heart, and then now you act on what you had and leave the place where God had called you to bless you because of what they said. Keep your heart. Look at it. Let me say, keep your heart, keep your heart, keep your heart, keep your heart. Verse 24. Avoid all perverse talk. Perverse talk. Stay away from corrupt speech. Anything that is not godly, stay away from it. Anything that discredits, that abuses, that talks wrong, anything. He says, stay away from it. Why? It will affect your progress. 25. Look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you. And that's your destiny, my friend. Just focus. Focus. Move. Move. Why do you come to church? I know why. Why did you come? I know why. Why do you listen to a pastor like that? I know why. In other words, I know the purpose of what I'm doing. I understand it perfectly. Anything you're telling me that contradicts this, I will not take it. I will not receive it. Hear me. Listen, I'm done. I focus. Next verse. Mark out a straight path for your feet. Stay on the safe path. Next verse. Don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following. Stay away. Brothers and sisters, we have a destiny to fulfill. You see that? If you're single, you need to know you have a destiny to fulfill. Don't just get involved with anyone for the sake of fulfilling the desires of the flesh. Come up. There is a destiny for you. Amen. Let me give you one example of a man. You ready? One example. Hey, let's use Judas. Judas was a good man. Judas was an accountant, man. So he was a clever man. Brains is not equal wisdom. Matthew 26 verse 1. Let's read. You ready? Okay. And it came to pass, when Jesus had finished all these things, he said unto his disciples, what did he say? He says, after 2 days, the Son of Man will be betrayed and he will be crucified. He knew. Tuendele, verse number 3. Then assembled together. Who was called who? Caiaphas. Verse 4. And consulted that they might take Jesus by subtlety or tricks and kill who? All right, next verse. But they said, not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people. Verse 6. Now when Jesus was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? Now hear me. She came and she gave the best to her master. Nobody told her to. It was her perfume. Right? She bought with her own money. She worked hard, got paid, because the Bible says it was equivalent of a year's wages. So she came and gave it to Jesus. Now they're looking at what Jesus is getting and they're hungry. They says, to what purpose is this waste? I think they wanted to be given. 9. It could have been, it could have been sold for a high price and the money given to the poor. He says, I think, can you imagine? This is Jesus, the Son of God, the light of the world. Not Pastor, Jesus. They are saying, what is this waste? This is Jesus. Think about it. Jesus, the Son of God. This is how they're thinking about the Master. The one who is wisdom. Imagine the one who knows all things. He allowed it to be poured on him. They are saying, this is a waste. But Jesus, aware of this, replied, why criticize this woman for doing such a good thing to me? You will always have the poor among you, but you will not always have me. Next verse. She has, read. Come on. Next verse. I tell you the truth. Wherever the good news is preached, even in Dumberi, throughout the world, this woman's deed will be remembered and discussed. Are we not discussing it? Yeah, it's faithful. God is faithful. Next verse. Then Judas Iscariot, one of the 12 disciples, went to the leading priest. Why did he go? He went because he was hungry. He was the one who was keeping the money. When he said hii pesa wangeuza kitu walete pesa tupatie maskini, he was saying that because he's the one that kept the money box or the money bag, and the Bible says he used to steal from the money bag. So he was not actually saying because he cared for the poor. No, he was angry that money has been wasted. It should have done something important to him, not the ministry. Next verse. Read. And asked. So what was he looking for? It's money. How much will you pay me to betray Jesus to you? And they gave him 30 pieces of silver. Continue. From that time. Look at your name and say, from that time. Judas began looking for an opportunity. May God help you from people that pose as your friends, but they are looking for a way to finish you. May God, listen, this is serious. May God help you. If there's a prayer you should pray, is, Father, in the name of Jesus, anyone around me that is not for me, pretending to be for me, Father, by your authority, I disconnect, I destroy that relationship. That's a prayer you should pray more often. Choose friends, pastors, whoever you listen to. Choose carefully or wisely. Choose. There are some people who've given up in life. There are some people who have low self-esteem. They want to carry you along with them. Be careful. Be careful. Bad company corrupts good morals. Hi, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you very, very much for watching today's broadcast. And I sincerely hope you have been blessed, inspired, and even challenged by today's broadcast. I also want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all my friends and partners for your financial support. You have made it possible for us to air this broadcast and reach many people. Thank you from my heart. Until next time, same place, same time, I am Pastor Moffat, and Jesus is Lord.